Robot buat duit.
So if you guys want to know how can we make money using crypto, so this is how what we are going to actually explain and actually introduce to you guys how to actually you guys can actually make money during this pandemic, during this pressing time. You guys still can actually make money and actually can earn money from cryptocurrency, right? By trading your crypto or your asset essentially in Binance.
How are you making money?
Yes.
Please explain to me. How are you making money?
All right. Okay. This is my Royal Q. Okay. For those who actually haven't actually downloaded Royal Q, please download Royal Q and please download Binance. These two apps is very important. These two apps we're going to talk about tonight. So it's actually about Royal Q and Binance. Okay, let me show you my Royal Q. There you go. So this is actually my Royal Q. So it's actually there's 3 position ongoing at the moment. All right. So this is actually from the morning. Okay, we have one positive, which is blue is positive, which blue is cool. Right. Let me show you my revenue for today. Dang, dang, dang. Drum roll, please. Okay. $20. $20 today. Good. Today only is $20. So let me see $20. What's that it come from? $20 with only entry is only $10 per entry. All right. So this is actually how the robot works. See, this is how much coins and how much positive trade that's actually been made today. You see, we got from ATA quite a lot from ATA today. ATA, SLP, XEM, whoever is actually in my group that I shared the signal for today. If you guys follow and follow my position that I share in the group, you guys should actually be getting somewhere around this much as well. Okay, this is only just from Royal Q, and only from today only. It's $20 already. Right. So $20 equivalent to about 80, about 90 ringgit Malaysia. So that's quite a lot. See, there's a lot of positive trade today. See, I'm just still scrolling down. This is a positive trade. You see, down, 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 down. I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling. Okay. All right. That's it. $20 for today. That's it. If you guys want to make this much money like I'm making right now, all right, so better stay tuned and wait until we finish our presentation for today, and then you guys could actually make the join Royal Q under our referral link, which is actually we put it in the description below. All right, so just hang on, and we are going to start the presentation anytime right now. All right, so we got 10 eyes views already. So Ako, let's start. Let's start the presentation.
All right. So, I thought we would be talking about it, but basically, for those of you watching, welcome. What we have found and what we want to share is a way to make money from our phones, basically, and it's a very solid sort of passive income. So basically what we're doing is we're using a robot to do cryptocurrency trading, like Forex trading, but now it's cryptocurrency, with the money we keep in our own account. So all we're doing is instead of keeping our money in the bank, where you earn only like 1.5% interest per year, what we're doing is we're placing it in a trading account whereby we can generate 1.5% a day. Isn't that right, Shahril?
Yes, about 1.5.
Today you got more than 1.5%, right?
Today is more than 1.5%. Today is actually about 20%.
20%.
Yeah, about 20% today. $20.
Yeah.
20%.
And that's just for today. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
one
for
whole
today.
year. So that's why, like, a lot of you are thinking, wow, you're gonna earn $20 like we are earning. You might be thinking that's not a lot, but you have to look at the big picture. We're talking about daily income. And because we just started, we're only like a month old in this thing and we're making money. But other people who have been in this longer are making significantly more than we are making. I mean, we're talking like you can times it by 10 at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're talking about income, daily income. So the way we're making money, like I said, is having a robot trade cryptocurrency for us, because it's a lot like forex. If you guys know forex, you know that you can make very good income from forex. I mean, I have friends who are making 50,000 ringgit a month just playing forex. But the problem with forex is you have to have the knowledge, you have to have the right mental attitude, and and you need time, right? You need to be able to know when you need to go online, set the thing, then you gotta wait, and then you go online. So I studied forex 20 years ago. I learned about all the candlesticks, all the different positions, what it's called. I learned how to read all these things, but I could never do forex because the problem was every time I try to do forex, when the price goes up, when the price goes down, it goes up, down. I feel like I'm having a heart attack because I'm like, oh, it's gone up, oh, it's gone up, oh, should I sell? Should I buy? How? And even though technically I know what I'm supposed to do, emotionally I couldn't execute the plan because terlalu emotional, too emotional because uh, that's just the way I am. I can't help it. So then I found out that they have robots to do trading for you in forex, and I was excited because I wanted to get these robots. But then I found out the price. You know how much the price is, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I basically have some experience with the robots of actually from Forex, which
Yeah, it's very
is
expensive. Basically,
it's like 10 times bigger. The number is 10 times bigger than what we are presenting.
I think more than 10 times. I think maybe even 100 times because
Oh, is
the
it?
cheapest robot I found
Hmm.
at that time was 6,000 USD. And
Wow.
then just recently, because of this thing that we're in, I found out another guy was selling it for a robot for Forex and it
Mhm.
cost 60,000 ringgit. Six
Wow.
zero, 60. That is like people's 1 year income, for a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know actually it's maybe more than 1 year because a lot of people don't earn that much. But that's 5,000 a month. So
Yeah.
and then when I came across Royal Q's robot, I was blown away because the price is just incredible. I mean, this is only 100 USD for a whole year, and if you break
Yeah.
that into months, it's like $8 a month, which
Yeah.
is what? That's like 8 times 4 is 24. Is that right? 24. No, 32 ringgit.
Hmm.
32 ringgit a month for a robot is incredible. That's like 1 ringgit a day. You know.
Yeah. So it's like about 1 ringgit and 40 cent to be exact. So I already calculated everything. So it's like actually I'm a very calculative guy. So
You're a producer.
I
That's what
calculate
you do.
yeah, I calculate everything. So I know it's actually if you divide $100, if you actually calculate it in RM, it's actually somewhere around about ringgit Malaysia
Yeah lah,
400 and
140.
430 ringgit. So you divide it into 365 days. So the cost is actually about $1 and 1 ringgit and 40 cent a
Yeah,
day.
which is incredible for a robot because when you're doing the advantages of having a robot doing trading for you is there's one is robots don't get tired. Because when you're doing forex trading last time, you need to take a break. That you need to sleep. You need to take care of the family. There's a lot of things you have to do, so you can't focus. And I remember this happens to a lot of my friends. They're trading. They're watching the price go up, and they see it's gone up, and they're like, "Wow, incredible!" They're happy already. Then they go and make a cup of coffee. They come back and sit down at the computer, and they've lost everything. No joke, it's like
Yeah.
they good profit and then they lost everything, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So a robot is able to catch all this small hold on, there's noise.
Okay, in between that, I just want for the 7 people who's watching right now, can you guys please actually share this link to everybody? Yeah, because we have some technical problem just now, and I hope this is actually the people that you guys share before would actually come into the new link and the new live stream, so that it's actually they can actually also listen to our presentation. Right, help me out actually by doing that, and then also for the top sharer for today, I'm going to actually give you guys a prize worth $100. All right, it's actually a prize of worth $100 for tonight. Okay, whoever is actually share the most, uh, basically top sharer of the day for this link for this live will get a prize from Robot Buat Duit. It's actually worth $100. Okay, if you want that $100, help me out by sharing this link to as many people as you can. Okay, continue, Ako.
Does that apply to me also?
And then that means that it does apply to me as well. No, not for us. It's actually for other people.
All right, for our friendly viewers. Okay, so with the
Yeah,
robot, you can have it monitoring every detail, because this robot is able to take advantage of every up and down movement of the chart, which humans cannot do.
hmm,
Humans will get tired. Humans will lose focus. But this robot will just keep doing it. And then when you set the actual plan, like when I was trying to follow my plan, okay, when this indicator's here and this is here, okay, I know it's time to buy. I wasn't able to follow it because my brain starts second guessing myself. I'll be like, is this correct? Is this the same thing? Is this it? And then, but the robot, no. Once you set it, like you buy here, you sell here, it will just do exactly that. So that is one of the good things about the robot. And then the robot can do multiple currencies at once. Like some of my trader friends who are really good at what they do. I mean, they're earning hundreds of thousands of USD per month from trading. I asked them how many coins can they track, or pairs. In forex is pairs. How many pairs can
yeah,
they keep track of at a single time? And
yeah.
they said maximum 3. But with this
What?
robot,
Hmm.
if I have enough funds, I can get it to trade all 64 coins 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, 365 days of the year, which is
Cool.
awesome. So this is what I like about this robot. It does all the work for us, and this robot is so flexible. It's so programmable. You can do short-term profit taking, or you can do buy and hold for long term. I mean, that's assuming you have the funds for it, because then it can take advantage of long term trends like weeks or months. It's up to you. It's very very flexible. Hold on, my son has decided to start washing.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Uh,
Okay, yeah. So it's like, if before for our viewers right now, is actually before we move on with our presentation. So basically, just to let you guys know, is actually we are not pro trader. We are not full time trader.
no,
I'm not a full time trader. Basically, I work as a producer. This is actually my part time thingy. So which is I enjoy so much. So it's like, besides it's actually in film and TV, which is I so very much enjoy. I just love my job. And then this thing is actually this trading crypto in Binance is actually has made my life is actually even more interesting, which is actually why, because I keep getting US dollar in my wallet every day. That's why it's interesting. If let's say you guys, if let's say
That's
you
not
guys
just interesting, man. That's exciting.
yeah, if you guys is actually want to do that as well, this is actually what we are doing. So it's like we are actually trying to, even though right now is actually outside there, the outside world is actually now having a pandemic, and then having a lot of people is actually stressing out about not getting enough money, and then also not getting jobs and whatnot. So we know, and then as I say, for tonight's show, as I say, yes, we know all that, but then the thing is, uh, we do just we can't, we are the same thing like you guys before this. Before this is actually we all is actually keep on thinking, even though we have a stable job, and then we actually getting enough our salary almost every month without fails for now, but we are still worried about it, because simply because it's actually, if let's say this thing happening right now in Malaysia, the lockdown and whatnot is actually going to keep on going till we don't know when. So if businesses cannot function, or businesses cannot be open, and the people cannot do business, for how long it will stay? For how long is actually that? Even though it's actually as big company as maybe Petronas, for example, if they cannot do businesses, they need to actually restructure, and they need to actually, keep their costs low, simply because they just want to survive. So this is actually the dilemma that we had before, which is actually how can actually we, be prepared ourselves to actually, if let's say any, you know, uh, news happen, or let's say any bad news happen to us, at least we have an insurance in our pocket. So this is actually what we are trying to do. We are trying to share an opportunity to you guys. This is actually how can we make money during this pandemic. This is actually the topic of the show for tonight, right? And as you guys, if you guys don't know Ako, all right, that means you guys haven't lived long enough.
I know. No, we have an international viewer here from
Yeah, of
Bangkok.
course.
Muninda Sadara Rangai.
Yeah. Yes. Just like
Hi,
hello,
welcome.
Nuinda. Welcome.
Welcome, Bangkok.
All right. So if you guys have not know Ako, that means you guys. If you guys are Malaysian, you guys have not long enough. It mean you guys belong to the TikTok viewers. Okay. So Ako is an actor. So how long has actually been an actor, Ako?
25 over years.
25 over years is actually as an actor. So
Yeah.
if you guys said about the news in Malaysia, so that in Malaysia is actually right now is in very much in lockdown. So we can't move anywhere, and then it's actually we, especially as an actor or people behind the scene in the film and TV industry, they cannot actually go for shoot, or they actually don't have jobs at the moment,
Yeah,
right? And a lot of
we can't do any productions. I
yes,
mean, we've had so many productions cancelled. First, it was postponed. Then after a while, it got cancelled because it just they cannot postpone anymore.
yeah. Oh, we have Bishop John from Ghana. Thank you for watching. Thank you. It's actually you know uh watching this live. We're just actually trying to intro ourselves. Who are we? And we are not a pro trader, to be honest. I'm just gonna continue what happened with Ako. Ako is actually, for a lot of people like Ako, it's actually they don't have jobs at the moment that ongoing. So, and a lot of people is actually right now is actually facing the same thing. It's actually throughout the whole world right now, right? You guys is actually didn't, what is actually, you guys must be looking for opportunity how to guys can make money, right? The same thing like us. Okay, so, and good enough is I think good, I mean God is actually good to us. about 1 month ago, roughly about 1.5 months ago, what happened is actually I've been introduced to this Royal Q by another social media influencer, where his name is Kadok. So what happened is actually I've been introduced to this Royal Q. I'm a strong believer of cryptocurrency. Right before this, I was into cryptocurrency right before. I mean, since 2009, when actually Bitcoin started, right? So and then what happened? I didn't actually invested in Bitcoin at that time. I only starting was actually trying to and get to know about Bitcoin a bit more is actually in 2012. And then what happened? It's just amazingly is that cryptocurrency started off with Bitcoin, the mother of Bitcoin, the mother of cryptocurrency. uh the value of the asset, as well as the value of Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, keep on going and going and going and increasing until we found out about Binance. Okay, Binance is actually 4 years old this year. So it's only 4 years old this year. So what is actually Binance? Binance is actually is a market exchanger. So what does actually Binance do and Binance does is actually uh, uh, it's it's actually create a platform for you to trade your cryptocurrency. So right now in this world right now, started off with Bitcoin, and then in this world right now, the cryptocurrency have grown into so many coins right now. In Binance alone, there's about 2,000 over coins right now. It's actually been traded in Binance. So that's just a little bit of intro about crypto. So if you guys want to know how can we make money using crypto, so this is how what we are going to actually explain and actually introduce to you guys, how to actually you guys can actually make money during this pandemic, during this pressing time. You guys still can actually make money and actually can earn money from cryptocurrency, right? By trading your crypto or your asset essentially in Binance using this very magical, I can say it's actually magical, and I can say this is actually really life-saving application, right? For a lot of people, not only for me, I think it's also for Akko, it's also for me, and also the rest of other people actually around the world right now, right? So it's actually a product, or it's actually an application called Royal Q. Okay. What is Royal Q? Right. What is Royal Q? Royal Q is actually an apps, or is actually a tools for you to trade your cryptocurrencies, or for you to trade your asset, your cryptocurrency asset is actually in Binance, right? So that is actually what is Royal Q is all about. Okay, it's just a tools, but it's actually a life-saving tools for you guys. If you guys want to know, right? So it's life-saving. How I'm going to say is actually life-saving, because it's keep on actually trading and actually doing the trade for you in Binance or in the crypto market, which is in spot market, and it's actually um, there's a different. Okay, before this is actually as there's a manual trading. All right, before this is actually a manual trading. How is actually manual trading does? Okay, how the manual trading is actually you need to know the basic principles is actually about trading is actually where you buy low and you sell high at high. Okay, you buy at a low, you buy low and then you sell high. All right, and then if you do manual trading, you know how you're going to do it is actually you need to what we call that. Look at the apps. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys is actually what is actually Binance is all about, so that you guys understand. So while I'm doing this, so that we can actually uh, understand what is actually this whole thing is all about. All right. So this is Royal Q. Okay, I'm going to go to my Binance. Okay. So how are you going to do uh, a normal or a manual trading, right? How are you going to do that? Okay, first you need to have Binance. Okay, or you don't have Binance, you can actually go and get any other exchanger, something like Binance, like CoinDesk or whatnot. But Royal Q only is actually could link to Binance and also what we call that. Hobby.
Hobby.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about Hobby. I just want to talk about Binance because Hobby, I'm not familiar with Hobby. I've been trading in Binance since actually in the very beginning of Binance about 4 years ago. All right. So this is Binance. Okay, if you guys are gonna do a normal live trading, or you're gonna do a trading in Binance, this is actually how Binance looks like. Okay, and then you're gonna go like manually identify what are the coins inside Binance. There's about 2,000 coins in Binance. If you let me show you that, right? So and then our pair that you need to know, our pair for Raya Q is only going to use pair with USDT. All right, it's only pair with USDT at the moment. So, but it's actually USDT. What you need to know also, what is USDT? USDT is a coin. It's a Tether coin. It's actually one. The ratio is 1 to 1 with US dollar. That means if let's say the price of US dollar right now is actually against ringgit or against your currency. Right now against ringgit in Malaysia, $1 is against ringgit in Malaysia is about 4 ringgit and 20 cent. Okay, so what is actually USDT? USDT is actually a stable coin where it actually keeps the dollar value lock. It means $1 is equivalent to $1, $1 USDT. All right. So in manual trading, what you need to know, you need to identify what is actually the coins that you want to trade. For example, I'm gonna pick and choose the Bitcoin at the moment. All right. So this is Bitcoin. This is actually the graph of Bitcoin. So right, this is the candlestick of Bitcoin. So you need to know that right now Bitcoin is about $31 USD, right, for one Bitcoin and equivalent to
1,000.
yeah, sorry, $31,000 at the moment, right? So equivalent to 133,000 ringgit, right? So this is, and when you, like I said, the basic fundamental of trading is actually you buy low and you sell at high. Okay, at the moment, but what you want to do, if let's say you are a daily trader like me, so what you're going to do, you need to know is actually when is actually the price went down. When the price got down, right, like something like this is actually at the time frame of 5 minutes, right? So you need to go through somewhere like this, and then you press buy if you want to buy, and you press sell if you want to sell, and that is actually manual trading, but not as simple as that, to be honest, right? And not as simple as that, to be honest. If let's say you want to go to toilet, for example, if let's say in between is actually just want to go to toilet, and then you might actually miss when it's actually the price is low, or you might is actually miss when the price is high, because you are not in front of your computer screen, or not in front of, or you are not with your phone looking at the trading chart here. Okay, so this is actually how usually manual trade is actually been done. Okay, right. So that is uh, that is actually manual trade. If let's say now I'm going to actually, this is Royal Q. Okay, this is Royal Q. So the it's actually the UI UX, or the user interface, is actually a bit more friendlier compared to actually Binance, if you can see here. All right. So if let's say I just want to go and trade right now, I just go to quantitative and I pick my coins where I want to go, where I want to trade, or it's actually I want to start my entry or position. All right. So this is actually all the coins. Royal Q have about 64 coins or 65 coins from Binance. So that means it's actually Royal Q only pick and choose the coins that the most active coins in the market, so that you can actually like a trade without going through all the 2000 over coins. Okay, so let me see which is actually the best coin. As you can see, I already make a position here to Shiba Inu. Let's just go to Shiba Inu, right? This is actually Shiba Inu. When I go click here and enter Shiba Inu, this is actually the next interface that I gonna found, or you're gonna come across. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so this is actually paired with USDT, and the mode for now is on cycle. Is actually on cycle mode, and then is also on a whole warehouse mode. This is the new feature of RoyQ. Okay, next thing is actually right now we have this is actually the position. Oops, sorry. So this is actually the position of my Shiba Inu at the moment. So I'm only entry at $10. All right. So and then this is actually the amount of asset of Shiba Inu that you have when you buy with $10. So I have around about 1,538 and 71 okay, 1,538,071 coins of Shiba Inu at the moment that I have.
Congratulations, you're a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire of Shiba Inu. All right. Okay. So and then the average price that when I bought when I make my entry into the market just now, I bought it at 669. This 0.0000669. All right. So that's actually the price when I bought when I make my entry. So and then the current price is 0.0000670. All right. The numbers of call margin is actually 0, and then the return rate is, you can see here, the return rate is actually at 0.04%. It's already been increased. Oh, and then now it's actually going down again. All right. So this is actually keep on going constantly. It's actually up and down, up and down, up and down, positive and negative, positive and negative. What we want to achieve is actually we want to achieve into a positive. Then it's actually the robot can actually sell this, the coin or the position of yours is actually automatically. All right. So let me go through what is actually the function of RoyQ one by one here. So it's like this is actually at the function cycle. If I pressed here one shot, so it's actually now the mode is actually at one shot. What is one shot and what is cycle? Okay. One shot is actually when is actually you made an entry. We made an entry. Like me right now, I'm making an entry at the average price here, 669. Okay, you made an entry, and then when the position become positive, right? That means you already earn how many percent TP or take profit that you already earn. If let's say I take my take profit will be around about 1.1%. Okay, there's a reason why. Later I'm going to tell you what is actually why I put it at 1.1%. Right. So when you go to the mode one shot, it's actually make an entry, and then when it's actually sell or when it's actually make an exit, right? So in trading we call it exit. So when the robot make an exit, so you will be exiting with a positive trade of 1.1% and above. Okay, and it stops there. Okay, and it stops there. All right. So when you put into a cycle mode, like right now into a cycle mode, all right. So we press that button, so into a cycle mode. So what happened when you made an entry, all right, and then when you make an exit, so you are profit at 1.1%, and then what the robot does, it will make an entry automatically for you. That means it keep on buying and selling, buying at low, selling at high, buying at low, selling at high, right? So that is actually one of the mode or one of the function of this RoyQ. Right. So the next function or the next button is sell. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. If let's say you want to sell your position, right? You want to sell your position, you just press this button. All right. So it will actually put all the information, explain all the information about your position. All right. Your position amount is actually at $10. Your average is actually at 669. Your position quantity is how much asset that you have in Shiba Inu currency, right? And then this is actually the current price is ongoing, and this numbers is actually will keep on going low and high. All right. So because this number is actually current and live. right? And then it's actually you come into the position profit and loss, right? So this is actually your position, whether you are at negative or you are at positive. What you want to achieve, again, let me tell you, is you want to achieve positive so that you can get a positive trade, right? So this is actually a new feature by Royal Q. Is actually now they have a trigger price. If let's say you want to buy your position or you want to sell your position, you want to sell your position at a certain price that you already think about how much that you want. You know, you already decide to sell it at higher or lower. It's up to you. You can just enter this number. Okay, I usually do this. I press market price first, and then I obviously automatically the numbers is there. So I want to sell it at 700, for example, right? At 700. So I just press 700 there, and then it's actually and then I put here is actually I choose whether I want to sell it at 25% or I want to sell it at 50%, 75%, or 100%. Let's say, for example, I just want to sell it at 25%. All right. So right now, and then I press confirm. Oh, the low is not okay. So you have to sell more than 10 US dollars. All right, cool. That means I have to put at 100%. All right. There you go. So what happened when you press that function and you press that position just now, and you set your price just now? So what happened? You want to see the status. Where you want to see the status? Here. At this page, you can see the status, which is actually the trigger price is actually at 700 just now. And how much I'm clearing is actually I'm clearing 100% for my position. All right. And then all the other position of the margin calls and whatnot is actually all stated here. This is actually like your status, what is actually happening with your position and what is actually happening with your coins, right? Your crypto. Okay, right. So this, if let's say you want to sell at that certain price, you can actually always do this, and then it's actually come put the status here. All right. Okay. If let's say you want to use you don't know what price you want to do, or you don't know what price you want to sell it at, sell it your position at. So you just can always just press market price here, and then you can always actually choose whether 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%, and press confirm, and then it will sell it automatically just now. Luckily, it's just $10. I just manual sell it just now, okay, because I press confirm. It's okay. Right. Okay. So if let's say you want to buy, okay, no position at the moment. So we're just gonna enter position, see which one is the position. All right. So if let's say you want to buy, buying meaning is actually it's pretty straightforward also. That means you want to add up into your position. Let's say, for example, right now, my position as SLP right now is actually my position is actually at $200, right? So yeah, the amount is actually not to be exact because it's actually after minus the Binance trading fees and whatnot, and then also the spillage, what we call spillage. Is actually the position amount is actually $200, but then it's just minus about a few 0.001 cent or something like that. Okay, my average price is here. My position quantity, I have about 669 SLP, right? And then if you can see the profit and loss, the position at profit and loss, okay? Right. This is actually the function of how you're going to use the buy button, okay? The buy function. Okay. You could actually, like just now, you could actually like sell function. You could actually set your trigger price at how much, right? Let's say, for example, your trigger price here, you want to put at 0.3, for example. So 3 to 3000, right? Something like that. Okay. Or you want to use a market price, right? Okay. I usually use market price simply because it's just much easier. All right. Okay. Look at my holding profit and loss. Look at here. Yeah. So this is actually my position profit and loss. And this is actually my negative. I'm at negative 12.2%. Okay. If let's say I'm going to put 100, you see, it gives you an estimated holding profit and loss. So it gives you like at -8. essentially, so I minus from 12 become 8% already. If let's say I change it to 300 and it is even minus a bit more, right? The holding profit and loss. Meaning I'm at profit loss. Meaning I'm at floating loss, which is lower and lower and lower. If let's say I just wanna actually make it into much faster, where it can become a positive or to become positive. So you just put, okay, right, it's not enough. So 1,500. See, when I put 15,000 USDT, then it's actually become 0.15%. So this amount that you need this percentage you should look at. So when you look at this, if let's say you have a position, I know a lot of you out there actually have like a floating loss minus 30, minus 40, minus 50. I even saw someone is actually minus 70%. Minus 70%. That means 70% you are at loss at the moment, right? In order for you to recover back, in order for you to actually come back and recover, this is actually what we call a cost dollar of average, right? So you need to put in more capital, or you need to put in more money into your position in order to become in order for you to cover and recover your losses or your floating losses, right? Much faster, right? So and then it will turn into floating profit much faster. Okay. So but then the only setback is actually you need to have capital, right? You need to have a lot of capital to put in. Like for example, right now, my position here for SLP is at 11.8%. That means if let's say I sell this SLP at the moment, I will be losing around 11, close to 12% from my actual position. Meaning from this $200, they're gonna minus. The robot is actually gonna minus about 11% to 12% here from that $200. So that means I'll be getting lesser than $200 as my capital being injected into my Binance. So this is actually the function of how you're going to do, or how you actually going to reduce your floating loss, right? Just put at the function buy and put at market price and put the amount of capital you want to inject in. I mean, put the amount of USDT you want to inject it in. All right? So put it. So that is actually the function buy. Right. Then the next function we have about whole warehouse mode. Okay, what is actually whole warehouse mode? And sub-bin mode. Right. Sub-bin mode. Okay, right now I'm gonna confirm sub-bin mode. Okay, how are you gonna look at sub-bin mode? This is what happened. This is actually a new feature by Roy Q that's actually I very much like, right? So this is your sub-bin mode. So when you go into sub-bin mode, they have a 5th position of margin call, 6th position of margin call, and 7th position of margin call. Right now, what the robot does for you is actually the robot is actually going to take profit at the margin call, 5th margin call, 6th margin call, and 7th margin call. That means it's actually take profit little by little. It's actually as if, let's say, your position come into a margin call of the 5th, 6th, and 7th. All right. I'm going to explain to you exactly what is actually the margin call a bit later after this, after I finish this function of this Royal Q button. All right. And if let's say you put into a whole warehouse mode, if you press here, you go into a whole warehouse mode, that means it will not do the 5th, 6th, and 7th margin call. It will not make a profit of 1.1% at the margin call of 5th, 6th, and 7th, right? So that is actually the difference between sub-bin mode and warehouse mode. All right. If let's say, okay, next is actually what is actually open margin call. So what is actually open margin call is very simple. If let's say you want to stop your margin call, you want to stop your position, you don't want to actually implement the margin call, you just can always actually press the button here. So it will stop the margin call. Right now it's actually at open, and now it's actually I'm going to stop it. So it won't perform the margin call. It won't perform the martingale strategy that we have in the Royal Q. All right. So that is actually the function. Okay. So that is what is actually margin call is all about. Right. Next, I'm going to go, okay, this is actually the status of whatever position and whatever strategy that you are ongoing right now. Okay. So I already, my status here is actually, I already stopped my margin call. So I'm going to take profit, the take profit trigger price is actually at the current price. Okay. And then this is my first buy amount, which is $100. Right. The margin call limit is actually I'm having at 7 margin call, take profit at 1.1%, earning call back is actually at 0.1%, margin call drop at 4%, buy in call back at actually 0.5%. So what is all this? Now I'm going to explain what is actually margin call is all about. Okay. Right. So when you go into your trade settings, right? So this is actually what you can see into a trade setting. Okay, first, this is actually, that's the first buy in amount of 100 US dollars. And then we have open position double. If you slide this, is actually you will be double of your first position, right? Usually I don't use that. Okay, your margin call is actually at 7, and then your take profit ratio is actually at 1.1%, right? And my whole position take profit callback at 0.1%. All right. So I'm going to explain about this first. This is actually how the robot works. Okay. In order for you to actually invest and start using Royal Q, you need to understand how Royal Q works first. How Royal Q is actually going to perform and actually going to actually do the trading and implement the strategy that you have been set into this Royal Q. All right. So what is actually whole position take profit ratio? When I put 1.1 here, okay, if you can also use the default setting, the default setting is actually at 1.3. Let me show you why I put at 1.1. All right. Why I put at 1.1. Okay. The difference is actually very simple. Right now, your position, for example, right? I'm gonna show it to you in Binance when I actually come to this position. Okay, for example, just now I bought SLP. Okay, look at the 5 minutes graph. Okay, let's say for example, I make my entry here, right? The entry is here. Okay, just gonna off all this thing. Okay, I make an entry here. Where is the indicator? The drawing. Here. Oh shoot. Right. Okay. So let's say I made the entry here at the highest position, right? So at the highest position is actually my entry. Okay. So enable. Oh my god. Okay, let's say I'm just gonna show you using the cursor. So I hope you guys understand. All right. So I'm gonna, let's say I made my position here. This is actually my position at 0.3072 right now. Okay. So that's actually my position, right? So I make an entry here, and then the price gone down and gone down and gone down, right? So and then like if let's say the price is actually went up to 1.1% from my first position here, for example. Okay, let me show you a better one, which is maybe here. Okay, let's say I make a position here, for example. This is actually my position, my first position. So I bought it here, right? So, and then my entry is here. And then when it's actually the take profit ratio, how is it work? It's actually when it's actually increased, the graph is slightly increased into 1.1% increase, right? What happened is actually the robot is start to trigger to buy, to sell. It start to trigger to sell. The robot is not going to sell yet, but it's just going to set to sell or stand by to sell. Okay, so and then this is the entry. Okay, and then when it actually hits, okay, if you can see, is actually let's say the graph is actually went up into here. So for example, this up into here is actually about 2%. Yours robot is actually take profit ratio is actually at 1.1%, maybe here. When it goes up into here, which is already 2%, that means what I say is actually the robot didn't sell yet at take profit 1.1, simply because it actually goes into a standby mode to sell. Okay, and then because the graph is actually going to go up some more than 1.1%. So when it goes to about 2% here, right? When it goes 2% here, the robot still not selling your position, your coins. Okay, what happened? When is actually the robot going to sell? Is actually when it's actually there's a drop of 0.1, right? When there's drop of 0.1, and then the robot decided to sell. It sell for you automatically. So when that happened, right? So when that happened, so you're gonna actually earn a lot more compared to the ratio that's actually been set. Okay, because I said it is actually at 1.1%, and the callback, meaning when it's actually dropped 0.1%, then it sell. Why it's actually 1.3 and 1.1 that I decided to use 1.1? Simply because if you put at 1.3, and then it will become much what we call that longer for you to take profit, right? Because it's actually at 1.3. The distance is a bit about 0.2 longer. All right. So if let's say you put at 1.1, it's actually the distance between 1.1 and 1.3 is actually 1.1 is faster. And then the default setting is actually showing at 0.3%. Over here, the take profit callback at 0.3. So why I put 0.1? Simply is also about the same reason, because it's actually I wanted to actually the robot to sell my position faster. Right? That's what happened. Okay. And then about the martingale configuration, this is actually the configuration that actually have been already set. So I put 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and 21 at the margin call of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. So what the robot is actually the margin configuration for the robot is like this: 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. This is actually a default setting. Okay, what happened? Why is actually I'm doing actually at 1, and it's actually the robot is asking me the default setting to be at actually much higher compared to what I have been set here. Simply because if let's say you don't have much capital, or your capital is a bit small, right? So this is the best setting, so that the robot won't buy double in the first call, won't buy 4 times in the second call, and won't buy 8 times, won't buy 16 times, won't buy 32 times, won't buy 64 times, and won't buy at 128 times. That's what happened, and that is actually the difference between this margin configuration of the robot and also the margin configuration of I set before, right? So this is what I said. So if you want, you can actually take a print screen right now, and you can actually just take this configuration, margin configuration, and you can actually apply it to your Royal Q. Okay, so what happened here? And I strongly advise to all of you that is actually watching right now, is actually to start your entry low. Don't start your entry at $100 like this, right? Okay, because it's actually, if let's say you have your capital is really big, let's say you have about 10,000 US dollars into royalty or into trading, yes, you can actually put about $100 as your first buy entry. If you have only $1,000, or you have less than that, you put $10 USDT, because when it goes into a margin call, so you could actually cover the call. Every call will actually recover, because the more calls it will goes when the price go deep, right? So it's like the more money when you get the positive trade, when you get into a positive back, the more percentage of revenue you're gonna get, right? You're not gonna get based on the first entry anymore. You're gonna get your basically your percentage of profit is actually even higher than your first entry, because when it goes down into one times margin call, two times margin call, three times margin call, four times margin call, eight times margin call, 13 margin call, and 21 margin calls. That means you double up, double up, double up, double up, double up, double up your position. That means when you double up your position, your amount of your position is getting higher and higher and getting bigger and bigger, right? So, and then when you when it's actually the graph goes positive, right? It goes positive, and you will actually uh, earn higher than this, right? And then it will also reduce your floating loss. It will reduce your floating loss, right? Because when you put in your position, when the robot put in the and what we call that, implement this strategy, right? It will actually triple and double, fifth times, eight times, 13 times, and 221 times here. So it will actually increase, increase, and increase. So it will, when the price drop, right? Let me show you the graph again. Oops, right. When the price drop, right? When the price drop, let's say for example right now, SLP is a very good example, right? So when the price drop, your position is here just now. Yes, you make a profit a bit here just now when you see, but after this, the price has got drop. Then here is actually they're gonna perform a first margin call. So your floating just now from here goes to here is actually now you're floating and your position is going down together with the price or together with the chart, right? And then it's go down some more. We go down some more, and then again your floating will actually then you perform second margin call, right? Second margin call, so it doubles up your entry, right? And now your position has become bigger, and so what happens? Your floating will be somewhere around here, yeah. So and then when it go up, so because compared to your first position, your floating is here, right? So we think it's actually still higher. So but then when it perform margin call, your floating will goes down and down and down together with the current price. That means your floating will be lower, 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 and lower. So when you go into positive trade, when it goes up again, when there's actually the chart goes back again, right, goes up again, then you will profit much faster. All right. So that's what happened. So if let's say here from here, let's say your position is here, then now you profit, and then you put on a cycle mode. So your cycle mode, the robot will actually buy back at the position at the very top, right after you have your positive trade. So the robot is gonna buy here, right? So when the robot gonna buy here, right, and then when the chart goes down, so your floating goes even bigger and bigger and bigger negative, right? And then first margin call, and then it's actually will become closer to the current price. And then when it goes to the second margin call, let's say the position here, so it goes second margin call. So and then the robot, I mean the position amount of your floating loss is actually going to be following uh, nearly to the current price. And then when it's actually goes back up and you go back into a positive trade, so when you set at 1.1%, so it's even faster than you can actually make a profit here already. When you go drop and you make a profit here, and your profit here will actually be bigger than your first entry margin, your first entry profit. Okay, that is what happened with the margin call, right? That is actually what is actually the robot function. How is actually the robot function, right? Oh, what happened? Okay. Okay. All right. Get it? So far, so good, guys. So far, so good. Right? If you guys can actually put a comment down below, actually, if you guys can follow me, uh, so far so good, and then you just say good or comment good below, right? I'm just gonna take a 2 minutes break, and then by chit chatting with Ako, because I just don't want this conversation. I mean, this presentation is gonna be boring for you guys.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm the entertainment.
Right? I hope that you guys follow, and I hope that you guys just put in the comment there, right? So that we can actually continue and actually letting you know what actually this robot can does for you, and even better, and even more than revenue, even more than the revenue just now. I'm just going to show you my revenue for today, right? Okay, I'm just going to show you my revenue for today. It's already $23, right?
Wow, it went up.
Just for today, it went up for today, $23. All right. So $23. Okay, I sold ATA, I sold SLP, I sold ATA, 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 SLP, ATA, ATA, XEM, HBAR, Binance, BAT, Atom, ATA, SLP, ATA, SLP, 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 XEM. See, this is actually my positive trade for today. There's a lot.
Yeah.
This
So,
is actually
any recommended coins for tonight?
Uh later after this, I'm gonna actually recommend you guys coins for tonight, and just hang on and stay tuned. I will actually make an entry together with you guys, live
Ah,
entry later. All right, and
okay.
you guys can follow what coins that you guys can buy. Right. Okay. So this is actually the profit of today. So this is my profit by today by just letting the robot do all the trades. Right. Do all the trades for me. You see. Sorry. Okay, so this is actually coming up from ATA and SLP, right? And if you can see right now, I already put the SLP into a one-shot mode, and I'm gonna start back the margin call, right? So let the robot works for me. Why I put back into a one-shot mode? Simply because I just want to close it, because the graph for SLP is going downtrend, right? What you want to know and what you want to do is actually you need to know and identify how you're going to make a position, or how you're going to what we call that make an entry into your position, into your trade, right? Go find and start identify which coin is actually going up trend. That's the keyword. You need to identify the trend that's going up. Then the only way that actually you can actually make money, and the only way you can actually make the robot make money for you, right? So that's is actually the trick that's actually I want to share for you guys. I hope you guys could actually understand and um, make an entry and learn something from me today, right? So how much is actually this is 200. SLP is already at 400. Good, right? So see, just now is actually at the position. The position is actually now the SLP is going into a second margin call. The position is 100 at first. Now it's increased into $400 already, right? Simply because it's actually making into a second margin call. And if you can see, it keep the negative lower. Just now the negative floating loss is actually at 11 or 12. Now it's actually gone down into half. So that means the robot have made into a margin call already, the second margin call. And then you see the order message. Yeah, the robot actually bought this amount just now. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, John, make more money by buying in the dip. I love margin call. Yes, this is actually let the robot work for you guys. Right? There's a lot of problems and a lot of what we call that complaints or review that I get from a lot of people. It's actually because they don't use the margin call. They don't basically let the robot works with the margin call. Don't worry when it's actually you see your negative is red, or your position is red. Something like me right now, right? So something like me right now. Don't worry. Don't worry about it's actually getting, it's actually now -2, 0.68 minus 7.09. Don't worry, because you know why? The robot is actually working for you. What you need to worry when your negative is higher than 15%. That's actually what you need to worry, right? But it's very unlikely unless if you don't perform the margin call, unless you don't have enough capital in your USDT balance, right? Then the robot cannot perform margin call. That's why you get into that high negativity, into your the negative is actually become even higher than 15%, negative 15%. I've seen people actually with negative 30%. I've seen people with negative, only yesterday I've seen people actually with negative 50%. All right, I help up a new just a guy from someone, a guy from Bangkok. So and then what happened is actually his negative is at 50%. Right. When it's actually negative at 50%, yes, you are on whole mode. But that's not the purpose of actually you using Roy Q. The purpose of you using Roy Q, you want to basically daily trade positive that you want to get, right? You want to get a daily trade positive, right? You want to get a daily income. You don't want to get you don't need to use Royal Q, right? You don't need to use Royal Q if let's say you want to hold your position. If let's say you want to hold this ATA or SLP or Bitcoin, for example, or Ethereum, for example, you don't want to do that, right? If you want to hold, right? If you want to hold a position, you don't need Royal Q. You just can actually do it. You can actually do it by using Binance, and as simple as that. And Binance is free. Why pay 100 and US? Why pay 120 US dollars for the robot to activate the robot for a year, and also to pay for the robot fuel fees, but you are using it wrongly, but you are actually using it for hold your position, hold your coins, hold your asset, and then it become minus floating negative or floating loss into more than 30%, 40%, 50%. I even seen people with 70%. Why you want to do that? Why you want to basically, do that kind of way? When why waste so much money, which is 100 and 120 US, for you to do that? You could actually do it for free, right? That's not the robot works. That's not how the robot works. The robot works is actually for you to perform a martingale strategy or a margin call, for you to perform a margin call, so that it's actually could like when it's actually, like I said, the fundamental is you should know is actually you buy at low and you sell at high, right? You need one, you buy at low when it perform margin call, when it perform margin call, right? And it buy your position, even it adds up into your position. That means it's actually what it means is actually it's actually buying at low, right? So it keep on buying at low, keep on buying at low, keep on buying at low until it's actually to the 7th call, or you want to change it to 10th call, doesn't matter, right? But it keep on buying at low, right? That's why you need to have your capital inside. You need to have your capital inside the inside your balance, right? Rather than it's actually you just leave it, rather than if you don't have much capital, you play small. If you have like about 250, my recommended capital is actually 250 US dollar you need to have inside your USDT balance before you could start go and do trading with Royal Q, because it needs those money, it needs your capital, right, to run a margin call, right? That's the only way you could actually go and do profit, right? If you don't have enough 250 for one coin, right, for one position, right, it will stop, and it will actually, the robot won't perform, and you won't make your money, you won't make a profit, you won't make a positive trade, right? Because you should understand that how trade works, and how is actually the robot, how the market works. The market is actually very active. It's up and down, up and down, up and down every single minute, every single second. So that's what happened in the markets, right? So as a human being, you can't be even as a human being. Even though you are a pro trader, you can't be even. If you will surely miss a blink, and within a blink, there's a position been going up and down very quickly. There's a few positions that's actually been going on within the blink. So if you can actually make and Zach, this is actually what the robot does. It buys when it buys, it buy at as real time as real time as it can when it's actually you make your entry. And when it's actually sell, right, you set your position, like for example, we set the position at 1.1% here. So it's only trigger, but it actually goes up. Basically, it performs a safety net whereby you can actually earn more than 1.1%. Simply because it's actually, they have a callback here, which is a take profit callback here, 0.1. This is your safety net, right? So meaning when it goes up more than 1.1%, it's like I said just now, it's actually, it will go into a standby mode to sell your position. And when there's a callback of 0.1, right, 0.1%, which is a callback, then it will sell your position at profit, at positive. That's where you're going to get your money, right? And then when it performs the margin configuration or when it performs the margin call, this is actually when it buy low and buy low and buy low and buy low and buy low, right? So when it buy low, that means your position is you add up into your position, your assets become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the value become bigger, bigger and bigger, all right? And then it's like the percentage of your profit ratio is bigger because your amount is big. That's why I recommended to everybody who's actually now, all my 12 viewers is actually watching right now. I strongly recommend it. If you have the money, right, you only put a position of $10 only, right? $10 only, like this. Just 10. $10, I mean 10 USDT as a start. Because when you perform margin calls, it adds up another 10. It adds up another 20 here. It adds up another 30 here. It adds up another 50 here. It adds up another 80 here. It adds up another 130 here. And right now, the last call is add up into 21 times. You need $210 dollars, right? So your position, your what we call that, your amount, your position, right? Your position become bigger and bigger. So when you sell at 0 or at 1.1, 1.1 against 100 is about $1, about $1 and $1.10 in average. So that's the amount, and you already know how much you are actually making, right? So that's why I strongly believe, right? I mean, I actually strongly advise to even to my group and also to my viewers here in this page. I strongly ask you, just play around with $10 because the position will keep on adding and adding, and you won't. If you have that much money, like I said, if you have $10,000 in your balance, you could play $100 as your first start entry. And even that with not so many coins, just 2 coins or 3 coins, enough. Like me right now, I'm playing with $1,000, right? So my first position is actually at $100 right now here at ATA and SLP. All right. I only opened 2 positions.
Robot buat duit.